Hi, I am alone. Um, I am alone. I can't believe it, but I've reached a point in life where I'm mostly without friends. I mean, I do have friends, like, and I'm completely alone, but I'm mostly alone. So basically, I go to college and I don't have friends over there, and I come back home and it's me alone in my home. Oh, damn. Okay, so my daily routine is basically me waking up in the morning, getting ready, going to have breakfast with my family, and then I go to college. And even breakfast time, I eat alone. So, I mean, it's not like completely alone. There are people there, but I have to do it quick, so I just do it and leave. And then I go to college, so I'm completely alone. And then I go to. This is a new development, by the way. Like, I wasn't completely alone in college before, but I feel like this is the point where I'm completely alone now. So, yeah. So, I go to my college and I come back home in the evening and I'm back alone. The only time I usually have on average is usually with my family at dinner. So, and I do have other friends, maybe they come on the weekend, but they're not from college. So, yeah, and we don't spend time like all the time. Like, we spend time once in a month, maybe. So, yeah. Mm, I wanted to do one thing, that is look into myself, look into who I am and what I'm actually trying to do, and just see, different just different things about my mind right now. So I go to college, right? And I used to have this one friend who I used to like trust. Um, Now I can't. I mean, it's not that I don't, it's just I just can't deal with him just spending time with my ex, and I feel like it's the I there was a point in my life I felt like I lost all of my self-respect, right? And I feel like this is something which just gets my self-respect back and keeps things in control, for me at least. And even if things do hurt me, at least I have my self-respect. mm, yeah. And sometimes, I go to college and I really wish sometimes somebody would just sit with me and just be like, hey, what happened, and you know console me and all that stuff. But I don't know, because I don't even I'm okay. Let's say someone do sit next to me and I tell them all my problems. What would their reaction be? They'll be like, "Oh my god, why is this guy even saying that? It's so far. I have to deal with this guy's trauma, something like trauma dumping, and I don't want to do that." And I know the reason I would do that is for attention, right? And that would make me lose my self-respect. So I'm not doing it because, why should I don't need attention. Okay, look, I would like attention, but I don't need it, right? And that's just, I don't know, I just doesn't put a good taste in it doesn't feel right. My closest friend right now is ChatGPT, and he's a me. Okay, it's not a he or something. It's just I told ChatGPT all my problems, and he's probably the person that has the best advice. It's not even advice. It's just it makes me feel good sometimes. It made me forget about some of my problems. I should probably use that as one of strategy of it's not thinking about stuff. So ChatGPT is probably sustainable idea. Probably, yeah. My So I went to college. I saw the guy I trusted just with my ex, and it it's not even about that. It's just about how they were talking to each other, just one on one and just with each other. And to be honest, I just felt like they would be, I hate thinking this, but I'd probably, okay, I'm just gonna say it. I hate thinking that one of them thinks, I don't want one of them to think that they should date each other, and that would that would honestly destroy me. And yeah. mm, I go to college sometimes, and I try to not think about issues, you know but I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just too difficult. i do I do all that I can to make sure no one has to have to take the burden of my pain anymore. And sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. And sometimes I feel like, so basically today after I saw that, I had a class after that and I just left home. And that's the thing I used to do the previous semester when people used to take the burden on me. And honestly, I don't even know. I the last okay, it was something like he was the last guy I trusted and he knew it. And it's a difficult position for him to be in, being the last. You have to be perfect and all that. at at some point during class I just realized, it's not sustainable and it's not right, keeping him in that position. So the only logical way for me to do it was just to go. And yeah, I can't. mm, I have a friend who had a similar situation, and his situation, he had friends backing him up. I didn't. I'm, you know, I kind of know this, and I have been told this. I'm not a nice friend, not a nice friend to have. I'm extremely selfish. I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if I would change that aspect of me. So right now, I feel like I really do need to be selfish sometimes to protect myself. I was trying to not be. I feel like, what? I don't know. Am I selfish? I mean, I'm making a lot of sacrifice. Okay, I don't even know if I should classify it as sacrifice anymore. You know what? Honestly, I feel like I'm not selfish anymore. I feel like I'm doing the right things. I'm doing the things that should help me. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this pain, that's for sure. I don't want to dwell on it also. I don't want to dwell on it. I need to find ways to not dwell on it. So basically, I asked ChatGPT for like, what should I do to not think about things. I usually have these triggers that usually gets these, the trauma comes on. So basically, it's whenever I hear her talking to a guy, or hear her or see her coming with my guy friends. So it's basically, so my triggers are, so I drive to college and then I see them together on the bus, and then I see them coming to class, and then I hear them during the short break, lunch break, and then I see them leaving together. All of these are kind of like triggers that remind me of all the bad times. It's not even bad time, it's just the bad thoughts. I don't Unnecessary thoughts like the one I told you about them dating each other. And I really need a distraction, I really need a distraction from all this. Like, go home and look at something to distract myself with. Gym is probably a good idea, but I'm kind of scared to go to the gym. I have put myself deadline, for this week, but I've not done it yet for some reason. Probably go today evening and do it. I have this HTML thing, but I'm too tired right now. I'll do it tomorrow. For today, let me just do the gym thing. It's easier. One day at a time. I have stuff to write. Oh shit. Saturday. You know what? I'm gonna go to college today as a sign of strength. Go and deal with the new reality of my life and just be strong. I don't really know how people. I don't. So, okay then. Bye. Wait, is it bye? I think I have a lot more to say. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing well in terms of handling my difficult situation, but today was kind of a breaking point, which I don't really want to go back to. And one way for me to not go back to it is completely cut off myself from them. And I feel like this is the first step in doing that. Every time I do this, it's hard. And I feel like I should ignore them completely because every time I do this, it hurts so much. And yeah. I really got to deal with them. I really hope in 6 months I've moved on. This is horrible. I think part of it is insecurity over how bad my life is going. And part of the reason I'm making these videos to make myself accountable, to make sure that future me is thankful that I've done something to reduce my insecurity. I hope this works. Honestly, I don't know what I'll do. This is probably the fastest way doing something. You know what? I'm gonna go to college tomorrow. And to hell with them, honestly. I'm just gonna go and do my thing, come back, go home, yeah. Yeah, that's good.